Well, all right, everyone. Here we go. Happy Merry Hump Day. Here we are for another episode of Banger Wednesday. And, I'm going to be honest, there's a sneaky ad break coming up. So I'm going to get all the boring stuff none of you want to listen to out the way while that happens. So, as always, coming into the show, we checked out some tracks straight off of the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. Excuse me. A little under the weather, guys. And then one of those bands was World Shaper, and the other band was Sunmancer, who recently had the honor of going on tour with August Burns Red. So really cool that we had them on the show, and they're doing great things. And again, I'm gonna talk about the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist all night. All the bands that have been on the show before, all the bands tonight, and every band that comes onto the show will land on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. Make sure you add it and go listen to it. Because obviously that's what bands want you to do. They want you to go listen to their music, and that's why we curate the playlist. One other thing I wanted to talk about, we have some good news. We think we finally have the secondary stream set up, so maybe next show or two we'll have it streaming live on TikTok, so that's good. The podcast is coming along for the audio version, so that's good as well. And I do want to remind everyone, we do have the merch store up and running. We have added hats, and obviously we got the Banger Wednesday shirts in there. All those funds go to pay for all the stuff we're trying to do for the bands and the giveaways. So if you wouldn't mind, check out some of the stuff we have there. And so let's see. Let's go straight into the intros. Again, that ad break's coming up. I know it's coming. I promise everyone I will not leave you behind. So we're gonna do the boring stuff. Joining me tonight on the co-host panel, I got our boy from the band Elijah and our resident gear connoisseur. We have Bo Diddley Bo Nose. Also joining me on the co-host panel, vocalist from A Day on Earth, Distance is Dead, and TikTok content creator. We got our boy Dom. And then we got a few other handsome man meat guys in Discord with us. From the bands Eyes of the Killer, The World Without Us, and Gates of Shoal. So we should have a good time tonight. I mean, worst case scenario, you guys on Twitch will get some eye candy. But yeah, sorry. Again, that ad break's coming, so I don't want to move on to the first band just yet. So I'm also going to remind everyone that we are still doing the YouTube giveaway. For those that don't know, we do have a YouTube going. We are trying to get that populated with past episodes and new episodes. If you want to take part in the giveaway, make sure you go to YouTube, hit subscribe, costs you nothing, and comment the word certified on any of the episodes, and that'll get you into the drawing whenever we do that. Oh, and other good news, talking about the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist, we have surpassed 100 bands on the playlist. That means we've had the honor of having over 100 bands on the show, so that's really awesome. So just a shout out to everyone that's shown up to the shows and the bands that show up with these tracks. If we didn't have good music, no one would want to be here, I guess. Best way to put it. So everyone should be coming back from that ad here in a second. So, let's just go straight into the first band. And me being unprepared as usual, I forgot who I said the first band was going to be tonight. We're going to do Eyes of a Killer, and I got Logan in Discord with us. So hang on, let me get over to the question room here so I can get Logan nice and big on the screen for everybody. All right, Logan, why don't you tell us a little bit about the band and the track we're about to check out?
All right, so band is something that me and one of the bros started up, I think late 2019, just kind of two-piecing it, trying to make some music. We just brutal shit. A lot of our songs that we have now is just about serial killers. The track we're about to check out is one that I had worked on or originally wrote like 8 years ago, something like that. And it's basically just your like a horror story, basic hack and slash kind of thing. And then the video for it kind of shows a transition that we're making as a collective of the group. So it's about all we need to know before checking it out.
Hell yeah. So you heard the man. We are going to check out a video. So hang on, let me throw you into the banger room. So obviously you want to open your ears, but put your eyes on the screen so you can check out the video. So here we go. This is Skinned Alive. Correct, Logan? Skinned Alive?
Skinned Alive.
All right. Just wanted to make sure, guys. Here we go.
Yep.
All right, guys. Make sure it stopped. Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna throw us back over into the question room here. I am gonna come to you first, Dom, but yeah, I just want to say one thing, Logan. I like the mask thing for some odd reason. I have I don't know, a reason why I like that you're wearing mask. But anyway, Dom, go ahead, take it away, man. Oh, got no audio on you, brother. I'll get you. Yeah, Bo, you're up, bro.
Well. I get to go first.
Uh-oh.
No. Man, that was wild. Very like grindcore, Chelsea Green kind of stuff. I mean, that was awesome. How many are in your like group? Like,
Sweetier's 5.
okay.
Yeah.
Did you have 2 singers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was hard to tell for a second with the mask, and then like one of those shots in the video kind of threw me off just a second there. So,
Yeah, it wasn't my original plan, but we made it work, I guess.
yeah. So do we have like a high screamer and a low screamer kind of thing, or?
No, it just kind of depends.
Okay.
We just kind of go, you want to do this part? Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Okay. And so
Yeah,
are you the singer?
Yeah, I'm vocalist in this one.
Okay. How much do you have, like, as far as the hand and the writing music and stuff goes?
Actually, every song we have out right now, I've written a good bit of on guitar.
Okay. Okay. What kind of tuning are you guys using there? I mean, it's super tight and percussive.
This song specifically is in drop E.
Okay. Okay. Were you doing 7 strings on the guitars? Was it?
Yeah, so our guitarist uses a 7-string, but I recorded it on an 8-string.
Okay. Okay.
He just kind of does whatever he does. We just let him do it.
Yeah. All right. All right. So was this like an in-studio thing, or did you guys kind of DIY this a little bit?
Everything that we do ourselves.
Okay. That's impressive.
Yeah, so it's like I do the mixing, our other vocalist does the video work. As far as the masks go, like the first ones in the video, we made those ourselves. The face ones, we had other people make those for us because we don't know how.
Okay.
So that's the only thing we have done ourselves.
That was a pretty cool little shift in the video as well too. Like,
yeah,
when that happens, the video is pretty wild.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome that you guys are DIYing that. I mean, it sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
What are we doing for like the guitars? Are we using like plugins or a model?
Yeah, I use plugins. I use a lot of JST amp models, and like I think that one was their Dino Casera's signature one. So that thing ended up being sick.
Yeah, that would make sense for the sound. Yeah.
Yeah, that tone is based off of Dino's preset.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like write a bunch of the drums, or how'd you do the drums on that? Program it?
Yeah, so they're programmed drums. But like we work with them with our drummer. And then I think some of it was like what I originally had kind of planned out whenever we first wrote it, like however long ago. And we just kind of relay it and go, hey, can you do this? And he goes, yeah, or maybe not that part. We need to do this instead. We go, oh, okay.
I mean, that's pretty intricate as far as the programming side of it goes. Was that a nice bit of work on that one? Yeah,
not too bad, because we'll our writing process is kind of weird. Like we'll put everything into Guitar Pro to kind of get like our general idea.
Yeah,
and then just kind of work off of it from that.
Okay. Are you guys doing it? So when we do these shows, like we tend to not do any kind of like research on you guys before you come in here or anything. We want to come in like totally empty. Are you guys playing shows or anything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we played a show last Saturday.
Oh, sick.
We got another one on the 3rd, and then I think another one in October that hasn't been announced yet. But
okay. So what are you guys doing as far as your live setup goes?
So our live setup, I just built us like an all-in-one box. So like that runs our in-ears, which is new for all of us except for our drummer, because he always played to a click. But it's got our in-ears. We have like our bass stuff goes into it. We got a Kemper going into it. And we just got it set up to where when we go to a venue, all they have to do is, mic the drums. That's the only thing we don't have enough space for yet. And then they just plug in a couple of XLRs, and we're good to go. Nice,
man. That's pretty, it gets easier and easier to do that, especially if you're wanting to dig heavy, We all None of us are kids anymore, man.
Yeah, it's so nice just going up to it.
Yeah.
Anything, we're just like, here's our rig, one box, whole band.
Yeah. So like, where are you guys located out of?
So we're in the Four Corners, New Mexico.
Okay.
Yep.
How far are you traveling for shows and stuff?
This last one was, like a 30-minute drive. Our next one is going to be out on the Navajo Nation. That doesn't. It's like maybe an hour drive from where we're at.
Not bad.
Yeah, like we're trying to get more spread out. Like we keep hitting up Albuquerque venues to see if we can get on slots, but not doing too well there yet. Like we can get a couple small like DIY venues down there, but nothing at the big venues.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you guys have that kind of setup, like you could probably just fit everybody and all your stuff in a van at this point, right?
That's the idea. Yeah. It's just one car for everyone.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
What kind of? So I'm gonna ask a Dom question real quick. So what's what kind of difficulties do you guys have that you kind of have to like overcome? Like for instance, I live like an hour away from my guys. I got to travel an hour just to like meet up and practice and things like that. What kind of hurdles do you guys have to come?
We got one guy that's not always so punctual, but all of us live. The farthest people apart are literally just 30 minutes drive. So, and then we meet up in the most central spot for our practice. So it's just, punctuality on one of the guys, nothing too bad. Everyone's late. It's never that bad, but.
You have a nice place to set up and practice at least?
Yeah, we just practice in the other singer's house.
Okay.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a little bit more of like the niche part of our genres.
Yeah.
Like when we go into like the more like horrorcore kind of thing. But
Exactly.
it's killer. So you guys
unintended.
You guys will tear it up. Pun intended.
Thanks.
On that one too. But no, you guys, seriously though, you guys will crush it, especially
Thanks.
With that kind of setup live, with that kind of style. I'm sure you guys are just gonna go nuts on stage.
That's
how we like to do it. On stage too? What do you do?
Yeah.
Any kind of theatrics?
Nothing really theatrical because I don't know. One day it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't try it. Like I'm not serious. Like our last show, someone had a dog, and I was like, "Whoa, everyone, look at that dog." So, it's like we do our thing. Like we try to keep it to where our set has no dead space, so everything is more or less pretty tight. It's like our in-ears, I have voice notes in there telling us when to shut up.
Yeah.
And like whenever we have to retune or do whatever. So, and then we just try to make it to where our live sound is going to be exactly what you hear on the record. So we got our backtracks and bass drops and stuff like that.
Heck yeah. Very cool, man. Well, I love it. It's brutal. It's tough. Good job. You guys are killing it. Doing the DIY thing in that capacity. Everything. The video looks great. You guys sound great. I'm glad. How many music wise? How much do you guys have out there right now?
About 30 minutes worth of music. We haven't been doing. We've only been doing shows like this last October was the 1 year mark for us actually playing shows.
Okay.
But once we started doing shows, they're coming by a little more regularly, so we can't just like sit down on a Friday or Saturday night and be like, we need to jam, we need stuff.
Yeah.
I got the next track basically ready to go. It's just everything else that comes with what we want to do, releasing that.
Yeah, well, releasing it and getting it set up to play live too, I'm sure, that's its own little challenge as well, right?
Yeah. So. It's not too bad, but I make it work.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. You guys keep on going, and I get that struggle. I get that struggle where
Yeah.
you're riding that high of playing shows, and then you're sitting there like, all right, when are we gonna start putting more out? Because we gotta take a break from this thing that we're having a lot of fun doing to
Yeah,
go
exactly.
back to like the job part of it. That's not fun.
Yeah, but whatever. We're just in it for the music, so
That's awesome. That's
wherever
awesome.
it takes us.
All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Dom. But awesome meeting you guys, and keep going.
We will.
Yeah, seriously, awesome song, guys. Kind of piggy-tailing on the video, like the horror, whoever, because who did your guys' video? If
So our other vocalist was the one that filmed it, and then there's a couple spots where I took over the camera. But it was all him. He did all the editing. Yeah.
well, if you
That's
can
his
keep
job.
it in house, yeah. If you guys have a vision and you can keep it all in house and do it that good, keep doing it because seriously, that
works.
It's everything. Yeah, no, it does, 100%.
Yeah,
I guess kind of walk me through for the foundation of your guys' band. Did you guys start out? Was it initially like, yeah, we were going to be a horrorcore band?
No. So it started out, I was just riffing around, and then talking to the other vocalists because we're actually cousins, but like buds, whatever. So I was telling him, I was like, hey, we should just like put out a song, and like I wanted to do a full release, so we have like merch store, video, everything. I want to do it all ourselves just to kind of prove to some people that you can do it yourself. And then we're like, okay. So like the first song that we ever actually released, I think that one is written, recorded, and ready to release in like 10 hours of work. And then whenever we started the video, we just did it on my old cell phone because we didn't know. And halfway through editing, I got COVID, so that pushed it back. But the whole mask idea was more or less a joke. But whenever it came out, people were kind of they're into it. So like, I guess they're staying. So that's how the masks ended up being a thing.
Awesome. Yeah, and kind of Forge already attuned to this, but he's like, I love masks. And I saw the mask in the video, I was like, heck yeah.
It's like, yeah. Like, everyone likes them. We can't change it.
Yeah, no, you guys are freaking on to an awesome direction. I mean, I love the style. I think the song composition was really sweet. It was heavy. It was in your face. It was just brutal. I loved the rees that you were throwing in there, bro. The lows and the highs that you guys were both mixing. Like, it was really well mixed as well. So, I mean, hats off to you guys for really driving through a extremely, making a niche really strong. So, but I'll pass it on to Forge now.
Yeah. So, you guys talked about a lot of the things I wanted to point out, but circling back to the mask and the horrorcore-esque style you guys embodied in that track. Excuse me. That's something that's near and dear to me because, and all of us feel this. Whenever you listen to music, it's more than just listening to music. It's feeling music. It's a ton of other emotions and things all being wrapped up. And whenever you incorporate those theatrical and cinematic aspects, not only with the visuals, but also those audio tones, like some of that orchestral stuff you guys were kind of weaving in there, but which kind of gave that cinematic vibe. Whenever you just add all the pieces together, it becomes more of a more full experience as opposed to just listening to a song. You're seeing things, you're mixing that with what you're hearing. You kind of get I don't know, just a more full experience, in my opinion, and that's kind of what also led me to mask up for my style of music. So I think what you guys did was like really well. The way the video was filmed, your choice in mask, the synth and orchestral stuff that you guys overlaid. When you just add it all up, it just all made sense and it all just clicked. And like the boys pointed out, your mix and master was really good. You could hear everything, all those little intricate details. You know, all you can say is you guys nailed a pretty badass track, and what you guys were going for, it's clear, and it was just well done, man. Very well done.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So I think Bo did touch on this in talking about how much music you guys have. Is this a single off an album you've released, or is this an album you're working towards, or are you guys not even doing the album thing?
Nah, we just like to do singles. We just kind of think that, especially where the music's been, or how the music industry's been more lately, is like newer bands aren't going to have the same kind of success putting out an album as a band that just puts out singles to kind of keep themselves relevant. But like an EP is something we've talked about. We want to do like a 5-track EP at some point. It's just getting everyone together to decide and actually get it all worked on it and all the other stuff that goes into it.
Yeah.
At some point, EP.
Yeah, that the algorithms, man, it definitely pushes you to just, you know, keep shuffling out singles. It does do that. So that'll lead me to my next question. Where do you primarily want everyone to go and check you guys out? Is it strictly Spotify, or are you guys on all the platforms?
So we're on every streaming platform. I mean, we got our, you can use our music as sounds on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. If it's out there, I tried to get us on it. And as far as like socials go, we have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, not Twitter or X because I don't want to use it. But yeah, I think we're just on like the 3. We have a Bandcamp I always forget about, but I just made it like kind of like donation based. We have links to all of our stuff in the bios of all of our profiles. We just have like a link tree that goes to take you to everything.
Right on. So let's see. How about merch? You guys got any merch yet?
Yeah, we have a online merch store. We do it through Big Cartel and Printify or whatever it's called. I'm not the one that sets that up. But you could find the link for that also. It's like in the same link tree things, and it's just all drop shipped. So
hell yeah.
Order comes in, someone makes it, keeps it easy.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what I do too. That's what we do in Banger Wednesday store too, by the way, guys. Don't forget. But man, Logan, again, I think I'm echoing with all the other guys. It was just a well done track, especially for it being, pretty much 100%, DIY. The video, the mass, the music itself, it was just a full package, and it was wrapped up really nice in a bow, and not our bow, but a bow, like a present. No, just messing. But yeah, man, amazing track.
Thank you.
I'm actually looking forward to some of the newer stuff you guys are going to come out with eventually, and maybe we can get you guys back on to check out some more of them, especially if they come with videos, because I mean, it's definitely fun to watch you guys with the theatrics. I love it.
Yeah, we like making videos. They're just tough with scheduling, but
I feel that.
Is what it is.
I hear that.
Any releases coming out? Any releases coming out on Halloween?
God. It's not a bad idea. I talk to these guys, see if we just want to surprise us and push it out.
Oh hell yeah!
No, that'd be sick. I'm gonna tell the guys about it. But because this other track we got, it's good to go. I just got to do ear candy type stuff in it, and it's essentially ready for the next step.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna tell them we need to get on it.
Hell
I
yeah.
want to do that now.
Yeah. I tell you what, if you guys put it together, we'll make sure we'll do a Banger Wednesday Halloween show, and we'll make sure you're one of the videos on it. That'd be awesome.
That would be sick.
That'd be fun. And everybody that shows up in Discord has to be dressed up. We're gonna make a whole thing out of it. All right. Well,
That's fair.
yeah. So again, this is Logan with Eyes of a Killer. They brought us this badass theatrical track, horrorcore-ish, I guess. And again, Logan, you guys did an amazing job. And just keep doing what you guys are doing. And we're gonna mosey on to the next band now. We're gonna go to The World Without Us, and we have Drew here with us in Discord. So Drew,
Hello.
tell us a little bit about this track and the band.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Thanks for having us back on the show, man. It's been a minute. We're stoked to be here. This track, if we're going with This Is Not How It Was Supposed to Be, the title track, it's of our latest EP, which has kind of been a journey for us, right? Like I said last time we were on the show, this band is an accident, and it's my favorite accident, for sure. But it was never supposed to be a thing that was like what it is now, playing shows. It was originally supposed to be a time capsule piece for my kids. I had a cancer scare a few years ago, and it's like needing to figure out a way to package up all the things that in the 3 months leading up to when I was able to go in and find out I don't actually have cancer. Like all the things that went through my head, all the things that I felt like, how am I going to communicate these things to, my kids and my fiance and all the, because I Googled the mortality rate like an idiot. You're not supposed to Google that stuff.
Right.
So a lot of that first LP, not a lot of it, that is what that first record is. It's just very much being in the moment, being alive, what it means to be alive, at least for me. And I always try to write in a way that's like very metaphorical, so it can be whatever the listener needs it to be. It can have that meaning be applied to it for them. But that was a little over 2 years ago is when that came out. I started writing that record at the beginning of COVID in a vacuum by myself. It's my therapy. I have like gnarly circadian issues, and I'd get up super early and I'd go downstairs and I'd record for several hours before the day would start. So I spent about, I don't know, a year writing, and then, probably another year recording. And then I met Cole. Cole is the drummer for our band. If he was here, I'd make a comment about his mustache. I also normally have a mustache, so it's a weird thing we got going on. And at first, it was just the two of us. Like, we played our very first show. It was like a 68 type scenario going on. We just like looked at each other. We didn't even look at the room. It was pretty rad. From there, we brought Dustin Johnson, and I knew him from previous projects. I'd worked with him in a recording capacity. Brilliant guitar player. Really solid dude, and he can run really far, you guys. He's very, very athletic. Which if you ever find yourself in like a double dare game show, Big Brother type scenario, it's probably the guy you want on your team. So then we transitioned to a 3-piece. From there, we brought Brett, our bass player, on, who hands down is he's the best musician I've ever met in my life. The dude that's what he went to school for. He can like literally play anything. Creative as all get out. His hair's really curly naturally, which I appreciate. And our most recent addition is Isaac. Isaac is also a brilliant musician. I mean, I got really lucky with these guys. They're all very talented. They're all really, really good dudes at heart. Isaac is definitely no different in that, right? This guy can pick up anything. He's used, like, his job, part of his day job, is to be able to pick up instruments and be a session player. And he does that every single day, every single week. So really good fit for us. So now we are a 5-piece. We do play a lot, here in the region. We try to do as many short runs as we can, weekend warrior stuff as we can. But this EP that's going to lead up into our next full length, we've been working on new material for like 2 years at this point. This is a cool thing for us, a cool milestone for us. It's the first piece of music that we've released that was not written in a vacuum, right? Like, I respect the hell out of the guys, and Cole specifically. He wanted to stay as true to that first record as he possibly could and humanly could. He pushed himself, to extreme ends at times to make it work. And this has been a lot of fun, and it's also been really a good dynamic for us to like collaborate, bounce ideas off of each other, as opposed to just being learning material, right? So I think we lucked out. We had a couple of years of playing shows, getting to know each other, how each other think, not just musically, but just like in general, and build that connection before really setting out to start recording our next record. And so this EP, we started last summer. We went down to Kansas City. We did a week of just pre-production essentially, and just writing. with Jeremy Worst down at B24, which is where like Devil Wears Prada records. He does projects like Antlerhead is my favorite one that he does. He does Tiger Wine, Salt Creek. Really connected with the Solid State and Tooth and Nail family, and a really good dude. And he gets us. And so we did a lot of writing, and ultimately what we came out of that week with, one of those songs is on the EP. It's definitely a bit of a shift for us from a like just sound standpoint and style standpoint. It definitely still has its moments like the last record. You know, we've got a lot of stuff up in the works, up the sleeves, all the things. So this EP is very much a story like the last one. Life is weird. I am 41 years old, and it is crazy, like all the different things that you experience as a human. And it's easy to bury your head in the sand. It's easy to go on autopilot mode. And I hate that about our species, myself included. So staying in it and knowing that like we literally create our experiences, right? Like we think how we feel and we feel how we think. And to keep that in the front of your mind when you're going through the thick of it, it's not easy, for me at least, right? The last 2 years have been a pretty brutal teacher as far as life goes, and things have definitely took a trajectory or gone down a path that I was not a part of my plan. It's been a lot of opportunity to practice that I can't control anything except how I react to stuff, and life isn't happening to me; it's happening for me. So, in the midst of all of that comes this 17-minute piece. So, I'm really proud of it for sure. We all are. Yeah, if you're listening, I hope you like it.
Hell yeah. So let's hop on over. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to throw you over into the banger room real quick. And again, I'm going to talk about it all night. The Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. I've already put this track there, and that's where we're going to listen to it from. So, excuse me, guys. Here we go. Well, all right. Hang on, everyone. Let me throw us back into the Q&A room. And Dom, you didn't get your first go last time, so why don't you go ahead first this time?
Heck yeah, dude. I don't know. I love that so much, dude. It's so melodic. It's so metalcore. Like, it's heavy. His voice complements this so well. Like, it seriously, you guys did an amazing job just on the composition alone.
Thank you.
The
Dude. I appreciate that.
yeah, the synth elements you're adding in the background, like the heavy riffs. I love the chugs. Like, you guys, it wasn't it wasn't too just consistently the same thing. Like, I heard adding some gallops in there. Like,
I gotta tip the hat to Jay Worst on that one, man. Like, we've always tried to like break up our patterns and do our best to like make it interesting and not be predictable, like super predictable. But like that week in Kansas City with him, like he ingrained it in us that like each section has to have something different, some sparkle, and less is more. And so it was a really good learning experience for us for sure. But I really appreciate that. Thank you, man.
yeah, absolutely. So I guess what's a typical songwriting, like, you guys are in Kansas City, like, what's a typical songwriting session for you guys? Like, how do you structure that?
Kansas City was not typical for us. It's probably, I think, what we're working towards as a goal, right? So typical is usually, or typically, if you will, we all, like, most of us are in technology or engineering as like our day jobs and whatnot. So we're all pretty comfortable picking up new technology, new gear, and feeling right at home. So myself and Cole, I would say, are probably the two most proficient when it comes to like logic and software and things of that nature. So I usually start with a good, I have an idea that I hear something, riff wise, pattern wise, and try to capture that as quickly as I can. We all used to we're in Lincoln, Nebraska. We all used to live here, but we've kind of spread out over the last year. So Cole lives in Los Angeles at this point. Brett lives in Tennessee. And then the other, the three of us that were left behind, but not by choice. We're not, it's fine. We're still in Lincoln. And so Cole and Brett commute, but Cole and I have been able to develop a workflow, like very postal service in nature. And it's rad because we push each other. We know each other's like strengths and weaknesses. We're both multi-instruments. And so, his proficiency hands down is drums, but he's also a damn good guitar player. And I play guitar. I don't play live anymore. I just do vocals now, which has given me, the freedom to shenanigans and do things, wherever I want. My options are options. It's great. But like in the studio, I do a lot of the guitar work. We pass it off to Brett to do bass work. Dustin and Isaac, they're obviously able to chime in and add their pieces as well. But yeah, the typical songwriting process, man, it's hard because it's like opening a floodgate for us in a lot of ways. I didn't write for a hot minute. We were so focused on like what we were doing after Silver Tongues came out. And we're creating content around that, making videos and doing the thing. And then something happened, and it was the song No Love, which is the fourth song on this EP. I was half tempted to have that be the song that we listen to. That's my favorite song that I've ever done in my life. And it's very, very, very like meaning. The whole EP is really important to me, but that track specifically is like the one. And I wrote that in like a day, right? It's like one of those moments where like, I don't know if you guys experience this when you're writing music, like you have your long tail process, but then like the shit just like falls into place very like effortlessly and quickly. And it's like 6 hours later, you're like, this is probably one of the best things I've ever done on accident. That was No Love for me. And that was a little over a year ago. And then it just like, just all came out. So we have probably, I don't know, about the length of 2 episodes of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, depending if you're counting commercials or not, of worth of material that we're getting ready to figure out how do we want to package this up. Right now, the concept is like we did this EP. We have another one that's the counterpart variant of it. And then that ladders up into kind of a like LP2 with some extra flair and bells and whistles. But we also changed our minds about stuff a lot. We're really picky and we're, consistently inconsistent, I think is the best way to describe it. Did I answer your question? I actually don't know.
Yeah, you absolutely did. No, that's good. No,
Cool.
I mean, that's awesome. That's definitely something I've experienced. I'm sure Bo and Fortune will say, like, sometimes.
What was his question? I got distracted. Sorry.
The songwriting process, like, what's their typical songwriting process? But yeah, like when you're writing a song and stuff just starts to fall together. I mean, some of the best songs that, at least with A Day on Earth, have been. We all just started out with a jam session. We were doing warm ups. Something turned the song. I started adding lyrics. Someone started adding bass. Tommy went off on the drums, and it was like holy shit, guys, that seriously sounded good. Like, let's keep, just adding on to that. So
that's that Shia LaBeouf gif of magic, right? Like,
yeah. But I mean, awesome job, guys. Seriously, this is definitely what I'm going to be listening to on the playlist continually.
Thank you, man. The way that we want to like shift from here. We're not done with this EP specifically, but it's 17 minutes long, and we want to make it not harder for ourselves, but we all play Dark Souls, right? So it's like we kind of hate ourselves, right? So the idea right now is we're conceptualizing a 17-minute like short film that's going to be the video for all 4 of the songs banged into one. It's kind of the next big thing we're talking about. And now I just said here, so we probably have to do it, right? Like, I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah,
we'll send now.
That's it.
Bet you won't.
Okay.
Game on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh yeah. Well, awesome job, guys. Like, absolutely, like, certified banger. So I'm excited to hear the rest of the CP and see when that video comes out too. Like, that's really an art piece that you guys are making, and it's rare to see these days. But I'm going to give it over to Mr. Bo now.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't even know where to start. So you talked about, just to brush on it for a second, you worked with, someone who did a lot of tooth and nail solid state stuff. We don't know each other. My band stuff is all over the playlist. But that's where I come from. So, you're 41, I'm 39. The 2003 era, like, metalcore, hardcore, is the best, and that's what you nail with that sound, right? That's what you guys crushed on that. So kudos to you on that, because that is just, like, I still to this day, like, I listen to that stuff more than anything. Stuff like Beloved and things like that, where just it has this magic about it. If you like the heavy stuff and melodic stuff, that just you can't replicate, because it comes from the heart. Like, it's people that love what they're doing, and it's people that love that style that just put everything into a song, and that's what I have a problem with a lot of, like, modern, we call it like octane core if you want, that just is just, part of the industry, just churning out stuff to go on the radio. And, a lot of what we do on this channel in general is just find that, people that are just trying to get out there, that are in those niches, in those little areas, like the metalcore, hardcore thing, metal, whatever. And that's, that's why, is because you have the people that are just doing it because they love it, and you cannot find people, that just want to, like, make money doing music, that are going to put that kind of heart into something.
Okay. I appreciate
most of us are not going to make a dime. We're gonna spend obscene amounts of money just doing something we love doing, and we're just gonna keep on doing it because we love doing it, right? So kudos to you. I love your story. We like Forge said, this is going to be, on YouTube. It'll be on, like, a podcast format and stuff like that. That story, all the stuff you've talked about so far is going to be on there. And that's awesome. But again, we go back to that, the tooth and nail and solid state influences, and that's all over the place. You could have been on any of those shows or any of those compilation CDs or anything like that, and it would have sat there, right with everybody. So I hope you're proud of that. I love the song. I think it's fucking great. I can't wait to hear more. You had so much going on. It was such a crazy depth to everything. And again, that's another thing with that genre, like that style of music, is you do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like you just put everything into it. There's no rules. You just do whatever you're feeling.
That's my favorite thing in general, though, about creative work. So last night was a really important night for me. There's 3 bands in my life that have changed my life, changed the way I think about music, the way I approach music, and the way that I try to encourage others to think about and enjoy music as well. Those are in no specific order: Deftones, At the Drive-In, and Sparta. I never got to see At the Drive-In live, and I never got to see Sparta live. Last night we opened for Sparta.
Oh, wow.
And I met Jim Ward, and you're not supposed to meet your idols or the people that you look up to. Holy shit, he was like one of the nicest humans I've ever met in my life. And talking to him about that, telling him that, a very much younger version of me back is like 24 years ago, because my hips hurt. I'm sure you can relate to that. I don't know if it's your hips, your knees, or whatever, but you get older and everything.
You take Advil every morning when you wake up.
Dude, I take Advil all day, every day. Like, however, I'm not like IV'd into a straight drip at this point. It's weird. But last night was a really cool experience, man. And like the conversation I had with him after the show was very much that in nature. It's like realizing, it took me a long time, I think, to really be able to put words to it. But I work in creative, for my day job as well. And it's like, if there's rules being imposed on me, I'm the one that's doing that. And that's stupid.
Yep.
Like, why am I making it harder for myself? I already said I play Dark Souls. I have that.
Yeah.
And I think that if we can get out of our own way for a second and just try to make something that we're proud of, but also could potentially be something that helps somebody else. Even if it's just like one human.
1,000%.
All that matters.
That's 1,000%.
I sorry to interrupt you. That's like a very near and dear.
You're not interrupting me. This is all about you, man.
No, this is about
you tell your stories.
I appreciate that.
I think that's the important thing too. I mean, even like our first band, there are people that's all they want to hear, and there are people that's the kind of stuff that's gonna get them through the day. Yeah. There's people that just are on that wavelength of like probably several of us on this channel right now, that the stuff that you just said out there was just like, that's the stuff we just for some reason just completely resonates with us, and that's all we want to hear.
Well, it's also more true now than ever, right? Like, I mean, you look at what's happening with technology.
Yeah.
And I mean, AI is an important part of my workflow and a lot of my day job stuff, but it's like in a world of robots, like choosing to be a human, I think is more important now than ever.
Oh God, yeah.
Right?
And there is just kind of this like renaissance almost of like all of the heavy music going on. Like, it's just, the scenes are just crazy, and the audience for it is the biggest it's ever been because it's so accessible now, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then you talk about, what you guys are going through, which is you have people now spread over the country, but thanks to technology and things like that, you can make it work.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a journey for sure, right? Yeah. Like,
I would love to hear. I would love to hear the logistics, how you're playing a live show. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you were going into right there. But
I was trying to, and dude, I'm so good at like Zoom meetings and stuff. So, so from the very beginning, even with just Cole and I, we've had several iterations of the rig, but we knew we wanted to build it straight away with the ability to run our IEMs, but then also have tracks for whether somebody was not present or we hadn't staffed that yet, right? So like until Brett joined, bass was ran by the rig. Back that was Rig Newton, so we named that one. Run everything through the box. It's very similar to when Logan was explaining, his dynamic with the sound guy. Like it's really nice to be able to have all your tails coming out of the box, and knowing that you've got this firing on this firing on this. It's like just a simple IO sheet at that point. I do have to tip the hat to Cole for that one, because when we made the jump to the X32, that's where I kind of, got scared and hid in the corner. He gets it though. He loves it. That's the way his brain works. So, it definitely works. I love that. We don't have amps on stage. You know, everybody's playing through a board. I'm running my vocals through a Helix at this point, which I absolutely love, and it's really really cool.
I've heard about using that. You've got like all kind, you know, first off your effects and stuff, and you can have like pitch correction and things like that added to things. So yeah, that's awesome.
You can do more pitch shifting than you can like correction.
Yeah.
We don't run anything through like a DAW for live. We have all of, you know, our stems are passed through there, but it's all just straight pass through in the front of house. But like there's a couple spots in the show where I'll just dive my vocals, like usually in a scream, and it just sounds so gross. And it's great. I love it. It's just added terror, chaos energy. But I went the Helix route. Static Dress is one of my absolute favorite bands of all time. And like seeing what they've done and how they've exploded. And my son, my oldest son, he's 10. His favorite band is Loathe. And so
for a 10-year-old, that's pretty awesome.
Dude, he has better, like all of them have like really good taste in music. I'm like super proud of it. But the first time I got to see Static Dress was the first time he got to see Loathe, and you know, he's seen them several times and met them since. But seeing Ollie play with the Helix live is what like sent me on that quest to like figure out like what the fuck is this thing? How is he doing all these things? And once I figured that piece out, and just kept dialing it from there, the most important part was I wrote "Sing Goodly" on it in a white marker. That's what unlocked most of it for me.
Obviously.
Yeah, the live show is just it's been molded and modified over time. We've stripped it down to be as lean as possible. Rig Newton passed away about a year ago, and we introduced Tanya Harding. We named her that because she tried to rig the Olympics. We think we're hilarious, so you know.
I like it.
Thank you. Yeah, man. So we were able to like from the first time we played live, like a lot of the feedback we got was the cinematic, atmospheric aspect of it was something that was very different, especially out here. We have a thriving music community out here and scene out here as well. Get some really good shows that come through, but nothing local was really doing that at the time. And so it's something that we're trying to constantly stay true to, you know, whether it's done with, you know, synths or we do it a little bit less conventionally with some of the sounds that we create. That's where Cole and I really geek hard. Like both of us have this burning desire to score a film or something. And we're working on something with Silver Tongues right now that will be essentially that. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about this. So I'll get out of my own way. Oh, what band are you in that's on the playlist? I'm curious to listen to that.
I'm in a band called Elijah.
Cool.
That's just a throwback to the old school Tooth and Nail Solid State stuff. We're from Indiana, so you know, we grew up like most of my members grew up around or with like the Haste the Day guys and stuff. Like we have some of their gear that they just gave to us, you know, things like that. So yeah, it's just, you know, that's what I, you know, when I was young, and that's what was there. And just every weekend just going out to a, you know, basement of a church and seeing a show or something, you know, like that stuff was amazing.
Yeah.
So back then that was my heyday. You know, we did that, and then that's, you know, a few years later, that's what I was doing every weekend, was playing at a basement show with these people. And that's what, you know, you're talking about playing with Sparta. You would never have that opportunity to even like be that close to that person if you were not doing the music that you're doing, you know.
Right.
That opens like crazy doors. And like the people that I've played shows with, you know, like the people on this third band that are coming up, you know, you know, well, first off, without this show, I would never have like gotten in touch with them probably in the way that we did. And then we get to travel 6 hours to go play a show with them, you know, and just make more and more friends along the way. And I think, you know, that's what it's all about. You touch people and you meet people that you would never meet, you know, and that's what the amazing thing with the streaming stuff, being able to, you know, write music with people across the country, across the world, whatever, is you're doing stuff that music would never be out there, you know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be on the show with us. We wouldn't be able to hear your song, all that. So Like it's incredible what kind of power you have to just get your vision out there. You know, that's your art, that's your heart, that's your soul. So I've probably talked too long, but I love the track and I appreciate you being on here, and Forge needs to ask you some questions. So
Good talking to you, though.
Yeah, I mean, you guys kind of covered the whole, all the questions. So I'm just going to come in with the business end of it. Why don't you tell us, where can we go to find you guys? What plugs are you guys promoting right now? What platforms?
Well, Mr. Forge, that's a great question, and I'll give you the answers.
Awesome.
Pretty much everywhere. Like we try to make sure that we're on every platform or just distributors. It's on stuff that I don't even know exists, which is cool. Your major platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, all those things, but all the eclectic ones as well. We have a shop through our website, which is twwu-official.com. I don't really think out my domains before I buy them. It's a thing I'm trying to change and work on. Work in progress. But we have a shop there online that we do. There's some drop shipping involved, print on demand stuff. We have a Bandcamp that like Cole is super geeking about. I never really used Bandcamp, so that's could just be because I'm a senior and he's not. He told me the other day. I'm just gonna vent really quick. I owed him something, some track or something for something we're working on, and I was busy and I didn't get back to him as expeditiously as he would like. But he sends me a track and he used my full government name. It's like, Andrew, today is the 24th anniversary of White Pony. He knows that's my favorite record.
Uh-huh.
He goes, I'm 2 years older than that. And I then got him what he needed so he could get out of my life at that moment.
Right.
Yeah. But I digress. On the site, we have print on demand stuff. We have some stuff that's going to be physically fulfilled. It depends on what you're grabbing. We also just love interacting with people. There's several people that have reached out to us through Facebook, just wanting to know what kind of merch that we have that's not maybe in the store, but we have shows, for example, because that's a completely different line. And it's something we're working to kind of consolidate and rework and redeliver. But man, I've made some really good friends, to your point, Bo, people that I would not know otherwise, that, we connected over something that we made that they like. They end up getting on a FaceTime call and I walk them through all the merch that we have at the practice space and then just ship them out a care package. And these people have become super, super helpful for bouncing ideas. We sent them the EP a couple weeks early and we've built a pretty cool dynamic that way. So, but we're everywhere pretty much except MySpace at this point because nobody's there anymore.
Yeah, right. I lost so much music on MySpace that I didn't grab before they killed it.
I know. And then they brought it back for a minute and there was hope.
Yeah.
What's MySpace? I'm way too young for that. I don't even.
I'll send a message afterwards.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, I guess there's only one last thing for me to say. All the guys hit the nail on the head, man. You guys brought a really awesome track. I liked a lot of the core aspects you guys brought into it. And I'm very interested to see what you guys have cooking up because you guys clearly have a really cool sound and you guys are clicking and firing on all cylinders and writing some really awesome stuff. So hopefully when you guys get to that point, we can get you guys back on. I don't know if you guys feel like dressing up. You guys can come on the Halloween show too. I mean,
bro, I love that idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're gonna cook that up. But again, Drew, thank you for making the time to come on the show and thank the rest of the guys in your band for putting in the hard work and making this badass track. Great track, man. It was really, really great. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start moving on to the last band tonight. Again, thanks, Drew. We got Alex and Trent here with Gates of Shoal. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about your band and the track we're about to check out?
Go or
What's that?
do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
I'll let you start. I'll let you start.
All right. Yeah. So we're Gates of Shoal. We're a, I guess, metalcore band. I don't have a good way to defining it, but originally out of Akron, Youngstown, Ohio. Started about a little over a year ago now. when our former bassist, reached out to me saying he wanted to, he had the project going for a while but never really made ground, and reached out to me, and we kind of made it go. And I found Trent. Then Trent and I just kind of took over the project as the old bassist kind of slipped away, and just we kind of made it what it is today. And I guess we aren't technically the official first lineup, but it kind of is the way it stands now. Is that this is the official first lineup. But yeah, I mean, it's been a fun journey making music again. I haven't made music in about 10 years, so this is my first time doing it again, and this is Trent's first time being in a band, so it's cool to kind of see the different headspaces each of us kind of bring to the table.
Yeah, and if I remember right, I'm checking my memory here. You've only been playing for what, 2 years, Trent? Something like that?
A little over, yeah.
Yeah. See, like I got that memory. Don't mess with me. But yeah, so you guys heard it from Alex. Let's go ahead and just go straight into that track. We do have a video, I believe, from these guys. So let me throw you over into the banger room real quick. Put your eyes on the screen as well as open your ears, and we're gonna check it out. So here we go.
Real quick. Put your eyes on the
Well, all right, hang on, everyone. Let's go over to the question room here. All right. Dom, you want to take lead on this one too?
Yeah,
Go for
sure.
it.
Hey, so the strings in the back just made it so cinematic. Just going through everything, just adding to the breakdowns when it came to that little drop through that bridge and those strings hit. There's something about strings and metal that just mix so well for me. But I'll say it again. I know last time we were on, I said this, but dude, your vocal control, especially your mouth positioning, the way you're able to alter the sounds by changing mouth shape and tongue position within your screams are pretty sweet, dude. You always have like a freaking impressive range, and I've always enjoyed it. I guess my first question for you guys is, what's the inspiration for the song? Like deep inspiration.
Well, I think it was around the time I discovered shit. I'm blanking, but
Ice Nine Kills.
yeah. Around the time I discovered them, I was like, wow, that's really theatrical. I want to make something like that. And then I ended up just making this song, and it didn't have any of the orchestra or anything. And then
Right.
I found a free orchestra plug, and I'm like, oh, let me mess with this. And then I put it on, and I was like, oh, this is a banger. So that's kind of how that came about.
Yeah, I've been pushing him to do something with orchestra for a while because the orchestral melodic deathcore stuff is like my favorite genre of all time. I could listen to it all day, never get bored. I've been wanting to do something like it, like in the similar style. So I've been like trying to push him. I'm like do something. It's like I don't know if it fits this song. Then he played this song, and I like kind of looked at him like, it fits. Like it's gonna fit.
Heck yeah. Oh, it definitely fit. That's for sure. I think this is a pretty sweet sound, guys, that you guys have going here. Like, I mean, that was just like the cinematic kind of aspect to it. Just audio wise was pretty. I mean, it was surprising in a good way. It was something that it wasn't boring, wasn't drowned out, wasn't some typical riff. It was in your face, and it was beautiful at the same time. So, I mean, awesome job, guys. Awesome job on the vocal, guitar, drums, everything. I guess my last question was this in-house, or did you guys go to a studio for this one?
We go to a studio for pretty much everything. Yeah, we met a guy that kind of ran it out of his house for a bit, and then they ended up actually getting a full studio. So it was recorded in his his basement, but then the video and everything is actually done in their studio. Pretty much everything that we do now is going to be through that studio.
Oh yeah. Well, seriously, guys, that was a banger. There's something about adding super melodic elements from strings and background synths that just it gives a depth and a taste. I mean, it gives a crazy depth to that song. So, I mean, maybe keep adding some strings in some songs. Maybe you should listen to him because that was freaking awesome, Trent. So listen to Alex a little bit about that. The strings were sick.
Yeah, it goes by a song basis,
Right.
Yeah.
Not like the past couple songs I've written. Not really two of them are the same. I'm kind of all over the place, but I think that's kind of cool.
I said not all the songs that you've written lately have strings necessarily, but they have like some kind of like synth part behind it, something behind it. It's not just straight guitar. Like we do have things behind the stuff because I agree. Like it adds more to it and it makes it more of like a full song rather than just like hearing just a guitar riff.
Right. Well, hell yeah, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pass on to Bo. Freaking banger, guys. Seriously.
Welcome back, gentlemen. As usual, I know you guys, the production is wild. you know, the sound, the video, it's all, you know, just so polished and so cool. People that don't know you guys don't understand, you know, you guys have like a basically like pro setup already. From show one, you know, you guys had that all set up with backing tracks and everything ready to go. And, you know, you had a lighting guy there with you, and I think you had like a videographer there and everything too. You know, it's just super fun to watch you guys keep on progressing. Now that, you know, you're kind of writing songs like with Trent, and this is more the sound that you guys are gonna, you know, move into from your first song that you guys had on here and everything. You know, I'm just proud of you guys. It's just really awesome having you on. We'll do a couple of just the random gear questions we got to ask. So like do you know how this song was tracked, like as far as the guitars go for the recording? Did we use plugins or did you use your modelers on that?
Well, we use plugins. I want to say it's not the plugins I use because we end up re-recording everything at the studio. But I think they use Neural DSP. I don't know what.
We'll just assume it's the Gojira plugin.
It's Gojira.
We got to get one on this episode, right? So we'll just say it for the sake of the show. It's Gojira. What kind of tuning are we using? I can't remember on that.
This one is Drop A.
Drop A. Okay.
Yeah.
Drop A on a 6-string. I like it. Nice and chunky. For the drums, how much of that is programmed and how much of it's live as far as the recording goes?
We just do program drums because that's how I write here, and it's simpler that way. I'm sure once further down the line, we'll start doing live drums, but as right now, you know, it's just easier just to program them.
There's nothing wrong with program drums. I mean, you know, you just no matter what, there's going to be touch stuff that will have to be done, you know, so it's either going to be programmed or sampled just to touch it up and things like that. So there's, you know, like I don't know, there's always this kind of like almost stigma about that for some reason. And you know, 99% of the people that are on this show, we're all rocking programmed drums, man. You know, there's nothing. A hybrid is kind of cool. I do enjoy a little bit of a hybrid because I feel like you kind of get a little bit more of like the spirit of the drummer in that. But at the end of the day, like 99% of people aren't going to know the difference between what's going on, you know, as far as like sitting in the mix goes. So you know, and I'm kind of like an old school guy about it with some of that stuff, but you know, anymore, it's kind of like, to me, go with what's going to let you get the music out faster. You know, like you're going to spend so much more time and effort and money to do it all live, or you can just get it done and get your song out there, you know? So I don't see any problem with it. So don't, you know, like as far as like getting more stuff on in the future and stuff, your guys crushing it for your sound. If your drummer is kind of part of the programming a little bit as far as like what he wants here and there, that's all you really need to worry about. Right. Everybody, every big band that's on, you know, any like Octane or anything like that, any big band that's on there, that's all programmed drums. Like, you know, sure. they're just using really good samples. So
yeah, it's just we would like to do. It would be cool to do live drums, but you're looking, you know, between like $5,000 to $10,000 of just like good drum mics, and then you got to like have a good like soundproofed room for it. Like it's not worth the effort for it anyway. And yeah, like you said, like it's not like it makes that big of a difference to most people.
Yeah,
and the people
you guys are just getting started. Like
yeah, just
find a process that works with the people that are going to let you just knock it out fast and get it out there. So it's too much extra time and money when you could spend that on things that are more important to your band and your progress, you know? So the sound is what's important, and it, you know, the mix is amazing. The mix is really polished. It sounds huge, you know? So I would just stick with what you're doing. unless you guys are feeling frisky for an EP or something, you know. But keep it consistent and just keep on pushing out bangers, you know. I think we've talked about this before. How long did this song kind of take to write?
Yeah, it was kind of like a 2-part process for me, you know, because I had like an original song, but then it didn't have the orchestra and stuff, and then I went back and added it and changed stuff. So this was one of those songs that I didn't really write in a night, but I can't really give an accurate time frame on it, but I feel like at least a couple days collectively.
I mean, that's pretty good for what it is. I mean, you know, you guys are just still kind of getting to know each other a little bit and still trying to find your sound and everything, and you're just getting better and better every time you drop something. So, again, the music video is really fun. It's really cool. You know, the mix sounds amazing. The riffs are fun. The vocals, you know, I usually don't comment a whole lot on the vocals because that's Dom's job. But the way you like enunciate stuff while you're doing the vocal stuff, like I can understand so much of what you're saying while you're doing it. You know, that's pretty wild. For what I'm used to, I can't understand anything. I just like it, you know. But your vocals, the way you scream and everything, like you enunciate things so crazy that like I know what you're saying a majority of the time, and that's just super fun too. But seriously, you guys are crushing it still. Hopefully we see you guys again sometime soon. On a personal level for me, hopefully I see you guys and we play another show soon.
We'd love to come to Indiana, man. Just let us know.
We'll get something going, and yeah, man. Just happy to have you guys around. So I'm gonna turn it over to Forge. You can ask more questions, but good to see you back.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with a comment, and it'll probably be directed at Trent, since it sounds like Trent kind of took the lead on orchestrating this track and obviously adding, excuse me, those synths and whatnot. So I was surprised when I first heard the track, first of all, because I've heard other tracks from you guys before, and it definitely had a lot of core aspects to it. And when we were listening to this track, and I don't know, maybe some people argue with me on it, but I heard a ton of like Northern European kind of metal, like even some black metal inspiration. The way the orchestras were laced in there, and some of the guitar riffs that accompanied it reminded me a lot of some of the black metal Northern European metal influences. Would that be a stretch to say, Trent, that maybe you've listened to some of that?
Going to be honest, no, I don't.
Well, you should, because you were definitely dancing on that line, so to speak.
Well, you know, my favorite band is Avenged Sevenfold. They do, you know, a lot of orchestra and stuff like that in their stuff, and I've always liked the orchestra thing. Like you said, it kind of just fits well with metal for some reason, and yeah, I kind of just put it in there and it worked. And I was like, cool, we're doing that.
Yeah, it was very well done. Like I said, it definitely reminded me of those other subgenres. So definitely good job. I mean, it was very well done. And like I said, I was surprised because I've heard some of your other tracks and you guys were a little bit more core. This one felt a little more in that area, which is still metal as shit, but that was really good. I'm very surprised, man. You're doing a lot of really cool stuff for the amount of time that you've been in the game. Honestly, man, you're doing some really cool stuff. So really awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah. This was the first track I wrote. I was kind of just like, I really liked it. You know, it really stuck with me. You know, it wasn't just another song that I wrote. I was like, okay. And then I feel like after this song, all the other songs I've wrote after that have only been uphill. From there, I feel like adding all the other elements other than just guitar and, you know, what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this song was definitely a step up from the stuff written before it, for sure.
Hell yeah, man. It was definitely a really awesome track. And you know, I'm gonna talk about the banger Spotify Banger Wednesday playlist real quick, because it's specific to you guys. I'm gonna throw everyone back into the banger room so I can show my screen here real quick. So the story, which some of you may have heard, season 1, episode 1, no bands showed up, and I was sitting in a room listening to tracks by myself, right? Well, also the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist didn't exist on episode 1. The idea came up on episode 2. And if you guys studied up on your history, you would know who the bands were that showed up that night. And I just want to let Gates of Shoal know that officially you guys are the first band to ever go on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. So you guys officially have that title. I don't know what it gets you in this world, but you got it.
It gets me a smile. That's what I get.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was funny. I was just kind of scrolling through and I realized that, you know, you guys were the first band I added on that list. So go you guys. Maybe one day it'll get you something really cool. Oh, Bo commenting, that's a nice shirt you're wearing, Forge. Yeah, so I'm gonna circle back to that in a second. But let me finish with Gates real quick. So obviously I've been the business guy tonight. What platforms are you guys active on and you want people to go check out?
We're pretty much on everything. You know, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Pandora. I just found out about. I heard about a new one. I just realized we were on it. It's called Tidal.
Oh yeah, Tidal. Yep.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before. But I'm starting to try. I just found out about it yesterday. Apparently, it's like way better audio quality. I haven't really got chance to like really delve into it yet. But yeah, I was recommended that yesterday, and it seems really cool.
Yep, and I guess for everyone's knowledge, if I'm not wrong, so yeah, Tidal has the best audio quality for bands, and 2, not that we're doing it for the money, but I think the bands generate the most revenue value from Tidal as well. So if anyone out there is on Tidal,
slightly larger fractions of a penny.
Yeah.
I think it's the second best. Like I think Napster's the best for artists, but I think Tidal's like the best, like a mainstream one.
Yeah. So if any of you out there are on Tidal, go there.
Napster was good, but man, they're the way that they do all their like radio stations and stuff on Napster, I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, no.
The radio stations and stuff like that, just it always veers you towards mainstream stuff no matter what you're trying to listen to, and it just it doesn't, you know, but they do pay substantially more fractions of a penny per play than Spotify does. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good, man. And and my last question would be merch. Do you guys have merch available?
Not yet. That's something we're working on. But we were more wanting to put money into things that actually really affected us at the moment. Like we wanted to work, like Bo said, you know, like from day one we wanted to have like a professional rig. We just finished that. We just finally got like an interface to finalize it out. But yeah, like we really wanted to focus more on that stuff first that like directly affects us day to day. Plus trying to find like a good design for it. We want to get like our logo redone. We want to get like a couple designs going, and just trying to find like a good artist that's within our price range that we want to work with. It just takes a little bit of time to find those things.
Yeah, I feel that. But again, you guys, like I said, really surprised me with this track, and it was a great thing because it was a great track, and it was cool to see that you guys, you know, expanded on your abilities and brought us something a little bit different than what you guys have been doing with the metalcore feel. So it was a great track, and you know, obviously, like Bo and Dom said, you guys found it amazing. The way you articulated your vocals was great. Trent, for the amount of time he's been in the game, dude, you're writing some awesome stuff. So I'm super excited to see what you guys do within the next 5-6 months, year, whatever. You guys are gonna grow into something pretty awesome, I think. Well, you're already awesome, but I'm excited to see what else you guys cook up. But yeah, I guess you guys have any last minute parting words?
I think just thanks for, yeah. It's always a blast to be on these, and always a blast to see you guys again. So yeah, just thanks for having us.
Hell yeah. And, again, thank you guys for putting in the hard work and bringing a badass track and making the time to show up. Why don't I go ahead and start wrapping tonight up? So thanks again to Alex and Trent from Gates of Shoal for showing up. And I do want to remind everyone, the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist, please make the time to go at it and listen to it. I mean, that's what bands do. They write stuff for you to listen to it. So what better place to do it than on the playlist? Because I know none of you wrote down any of these links and platforms that they mentioned. So go to the playlist. You'll find them there. Also, as Bo pointed out, I am wearing one of the Banger Wednesday shirts. The merch store is up. We do have shirts. We do have hats. I think I even have hoodies on there now. If you want to check it out, we'd appreciate it. And I do want to remind everyone that we are still doing the YouTube giveaway. Go to YouTube, find the page, subscribe to it, costs you nothing. Type the word certified on one of the episodes in the comments section. You'll be added. You'll win some free stuff. And again, we're expanding. We're trying to get the Spotify podcast populated with all the episodes from season 3. So keep an eye out for that. And if all goes well, next episode or 2, we should be dual streaming on Twitch and hopefully TikTok. So Dom, I'm gonna need your help on that. You're the expert. So we are doing some really cool things, and we really appreciate everyone sticking around and supporting us, through these 3 seasons. And we're going to keep trying to do some new cool stuff to keep everyone interested and to keep getting more cool bands on. And obviously, like we're just saying, maybe we can do a Halloween show. But, I do want to thank the other 2 bands tonight, Eyes of a Killer and The World Without Us, for also joining us tonight, bringing some badass tracks. And as always, we always get a bunch of different flavors on the show, and tonight was no different. And I don't know, I'm just blown away every episode, the quality of music and the diverse sounds we get. So it's always awesome to have shows like this. And I'm talking a lot, and I know most of us don't get paid by our music. We get paid by the day job. So I know I'm going to get everyone to bed here pretty soon. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. As always, stay safe, keep banging your heads, and we're going to see you next Wednesday. And as we end all shows, we're going to play a track off the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. And, I was talking to Bo before the show. He wanted me to play one of the songs from my band in the intro, and I did not do that. But we'll go ahead and shamelessly do it on the outro. So if you guys want to stick around and check out that track, we're about to go there now. So here we go. And we are going to play the track called Rebuild from my band Forged by Titans. See you guys next Wednesday.
This is how you stare at